Hello, welcome back to Otter Pop Culture. Today we're going over the first debut album of the New York-based indie rock group duo slash couple called Man on Man, and a first album called Man on Man. So Man on Man is a couple consisted of Joey Holman and Roddy Bottom, and these two they're just I literally came across one of their videos. I think Daddy was one, and I listened to it. I love the whole. I don't know why, but it gave me a huge nostalgia of like the 2000s when we had Logo and we had like a lot of like like B-list gay cinema kind of direction, and they always had kind of like indie rock kind of things that's going in it from indie bands or groups that are queer, and this reminds me of that so much. So as I heard Daddy, it definitely reminded me of that. So I was like, I have to get into them. So of course they came out with the full-on album. So let me go into it and talk about it. Pretty much the majority of this, the whole thing was pretty much made during the pandemic, all by themselves, just them. And it's pretty much a portion of it's pretty much talking about their love with each other, and with the other side talking about the pandemic as well, also the touches of other gay male things, or not issues, but habits and things that we do. So let me go through my favorite songs first, and then we'll kind of give it and talk about it as a whole, or more talk about it as a whole. So Daddy is the one I really, really like. It's the second song. And this song pretty much talks about how the couple formed their relationship and how they navigate it since. And I love the idea that it's pretty much says it's like, Daddy, can we keep it? Promise that you'll feed it. Pretty much, I feel like in that direction, saying, can we keep this going? Can you always keep feeding into this relationship kind of direction? And then also talking about how like there wasn't any type of recipe or how this works. It just happened. As they said, wasn't like it was a recipe, person, place, or time. He clearly pulled the best out of me. I'm yours, you're mine. So it's kind of that direction where it's just like there's no agenda that happened to make this work. It just happened. Beach House is another one I really like. I love the production, but I don't really know what the lyrics are, because unfortunately when it comes to lyrics places, because this is kind of where I go to find my lyrics, is different places like Genius and stuff like that. Pretty much it's not. So if you're a beginning band group person, then it's most likely that unless you're like in the mainstream, you most likely will not have much lyrics sitting around going out there. So if anybody in this world, or anybody in this kind of indie direction, please, like push for your lyrics to be out, because I would love to know what you guys are talking about. I want to actually sink myself into the songs. I don't really think it's really anybody's fault other than the actual lyrics people, their websites. But anyway, let's move forward with 1983. I really love this one. This one actually is one of the things that talks about one of the habits that us gay men do, which is we sought out for pretty much gay men or other gay men that we can involve with temporary or immediate temporary disposable kind of sex, but at the same time there's a chance that we're also looking to, if the sex is good, or if there's a relationship that kind of pops out from that foundation, and you think that's sometimes it works, majority of the time it does not work. And it's one of those things is that kind of I've always talked about around with my friends and everything, is that it seems like sex really puts us we put sex right in the middle of what validates us in our community. And I feel like sometimes that really does hurt a lot of mental health and a lot of physical people that are like, I gotta be super, super fit to even get the eyes, to even have anybody look at me. But even if but then there's a chance that you look great, but they're still not looking at you, or they're still not interested in you. And there's so many variables that goes around in that situation. And I love the idea that he kind of talks about it in that direction by talking about, in a snippet of it, is just like looking for that guy to mess around with. Baby, You're My Everything is another one I really, really like. I think it's so sweet. I think it's so cute. I love the part where he says, "Angels we have heard on high, but our love is higher." Love it. I think it's so cute, and I love that they call each other kind of king, as he says like praise and glory to my king. It reminds me so much of kind of the lesbian side where they say my queen, it's like that, and it's just like, I wish that we had that too, and I guess we do have that. I didn't really know, and I love that. I think it's so cute. Lover is another one I really, really like. I love the guitar inside the production. I think it's really nice. I love the dot, dot, dot catchy part. I think that's really nice too, near the end. And this one kind of it seems like it's reassuring the lover as it starts off with, "I don't care what you say to yourself. I think you're doing fine." And yeah, and I feel like we're also mingling. This song actually starts to mingle into the quarantine talk. And I feel like this lover is kind of assuring the other partner that everything's going to be okay, that we'll work out, even if you're looking like shit's going crazy. You're gonna be fine. You're doing your best. You're doing fine. "Please Be Friends" is one of the best songs off the album. I love the idea that it talks about pretty much reevaluating friendship and wondering who's a friend, who's an enemy. And due to the fact of being in a being in a pandemic, there's a lot of loud speaking people, and that want to see things that's very black and white, and there's always nuances in certain things. There's always certain gray things, and sometimes it's overwhelming for other people that aren't yelling and that are trying to learn things, but they can't really take it by being yelled at. And I feel like in this direction, he kind of talks about that too. And he also talks about whether he also looks at all the people that he's surrounded with, and like, which ones are actually there for me, which ones actually I see as friends. And another part that I really like is, let's try for all of us to make the best out of this. Please be friends. Pretty much saying, like, I look at all my friends, wonder if they're friends or enemies. I really hope they're friends. Then I go, then they talk largely to Wardley, where he's like, we can pull ourselves through this pandemic. Please be friends. Please practice kindness with each other and try to understand that we're all in this at once, you know? And then, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. The other two, I couldn't really get much lyrics. Kamikaze, I did like. I just couldn't find any lyrics on it, and nor could I find it for It Floated, and I was even more lost with It Floated. So yeah, but I do like the sound of it. This is not entirely my favorite genre of myself, but I do, taking account for what it actually is, I do like it. I think it's so kind of very indie rock. It's very kind of almost stoner rock in a weird way. Definitely when you start off with a song called Stoner. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I give this an 8 out of 10. Leave a comment below what you thought. If you liked this album, if you heard this album, I do recommend getting to it if this is more of your genre too. And don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you get more of my videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next video.